Hello again, everybody. Welcome back in. In this video, we're going to be doing some summons here. There's a rerun on the Joker banner, and I want to get more stars for him because I do use him in one specific area of the game, and I think that he will help me boost my damage a little bit. And also because of the recent buff that we just had to some of the Arkham heroes in the game, Arkham Most Wanted. He is certainly doing a little bit more damage as well, so we want to see if we can boost that up a little bit and then see if we can make an Arkham theme actually be viable in terms of anything regarding possibly made a brawl 3v3, but I'm more interested to see if we can make something a little bit more durable, especially when it comes to a Guardian challenge or Gotham War. Okay, so that's why we're gonna be summoning on his banner again and try to add more stars to him. All right, so two things. One, I want to go over an announcement that was made in DCDarkLegion's Discord 4 days ago, at least from the time of this recording, regarding the actual summoning rates, because they did clarify what they actually meant by what is in game right now, and they're going to be they wanted feedback in terms of the new proposal that they had shown us to see what they think, if it was clear enough, and they wanted to clear up the confusion that apparently was going on, especially to some players that went through the records and they actually used, whether it was mathematics, some type of mathematical model, they actually went through the data, or they just plugged it into AI to see what the AI would tell them in terms of am I getting the rates, and then they had to apparently they had to clear up some of the descriptions in here in this. And then second, I just want to briefly show you how I'm using Joker in my account. That's essentially what we're going to do. So first thing, let's go with the description here, because everybody knows that we get kind of a table summary of how everything works, especially when it comes to the guarantee and the fact that if we don't pull the bleed hero within the fourth mythic pool, then the fourth one will be it. All right, so we know that. And then we're given a general sense of what the odds are for each one of the mythic heroes that are in the pool, along with the legacy pieces. So here we have a 3.84% chance. It's telling us that we can, when we strike, then we get a mythic hero that is in this pool, and then a 17.79% chance of being a legendary. And of course, then we have the PDs, which is 50 to draw a mythic, 50 anvils, and then after 200, you're going to get the bleed hero. It's essentially what's coming down to, right? So that thing that I want to show you here that they released on Discord had to do with what they're defining as the current description and then what they have proposed. Does the new description clear things up for you? It's essentially what we're asked for. So here again, so essentially what I'm going to use here, let's use the two first, because then it just goes on further, and they're trying to make sure that they clarify everything in regards, especially when it comes to the pity. So we know here, right now the command chance to get a mythic hero or legacy piece is 3.84%, and to get a legendary is 17.79%. But here is the thing, is after that sentence, then they go on to another sentence that says, but you are guaranteed a mythic hero within 50 draws, and you're guaranteed a legendary hero or legacy piece within 10 draws, right? So when you add a period to two sentences, you're pretty much kind of separating them, but you're correlating them to each other. All right, so here's the thing. So there must have been player data that they were submitting and saying, I don't see these odds. Where are you getting them from? Well, here kind of they clear this up a little bit. So here's the proposed new description. All right, this is what they asked feedback on of everybody in Discord. So here, let's start with the mythic. So essentially what it says here is the chance that you have to get a mythic hero legacy piece is 3%. And then in parentheses, 3.84% combined with guarantees. So essentially what was happening in the old description is that they will tell you the odds of you getting a mythic with the guarantee, not that you had a 3.84% chance to draw a mythic before you got to that 50 mark. All right, so then they went ahead and said, no, we're going to clear this part up. The reason we said 3.84% originally is because there was a 50 guaranteed. So within that 50, that was your odd to get that mythic hero. They were actually adding the guarantee into the rate, right? So all along, every time, let's say if you were doing a single pool, all along your chance to draw was 3%. Not 3.84%, which would have been drastically different. 3.84% is a boost. You're almost at 4%. You have some gacha games out there where they have a specialized crystal where you can only either get epics or legendaries or legendaries and mythicals from it. Those have about a 5% chance. So, to try to hit within 20, it sometimes gets painful. You can go in deeper into it before you actually strike. But usually the odds, 25 to 30, you would get something out of it. Well, for some people, the 3.84% wasn't really feeling it. Some just felt like they were going to 50 too much. Well, now they clear it up. So it's 3%. And so that's why maybe in your summoning sessions, going to 50 just felt persistently painful all the time. And that's probably why. So the 3.84% that you're seeing in game right now, they're taking into account the guaranteed. And that's exactly with the legendary champion or legacy piece. The odd was actually 16%. This just saying that it's boosted to 17.79% because you are guaranteed to get it on the 10th draw. And essentially what I said was, okay, just at first glance reading it, when I saw old proposal, new proposal, and then I said this, and then they asked for feedback. All I said was, okay, thank you for clearing that up. But knowing gacha games and the player bases within them, especially free-to-plays and low spenders, especially those who are teetering on whether to stay or go to another game, and the current fact that at least in my server, which I am in server 215, we are bleeding players as it is right now. There is an exodus of players. There are other games that came out. Players are looking for other games. They're looking to get entertained. And in right now, at least in DCDarkLegion, the end game is suffering. And so that's why we're losing players. But if you have somebody that is kind of in the teetering, whether they go and then they read these and say, all along, you were taking 0.84% chance, they can feel a little bit robbed, and I would understand if they would want to leave for that regard. That's essentially what I left it at. You're going to possibly get some flack, especially from players that are not on Discord, and then you're going to probably see a little bit more of a player bleed going. That was my feedback. That's how I felt about it. Maybe some of you said, some of you that were mathematicians, you did in your head, you said, yeah, that makes sense to me because I'm taking the guaranteed into it. But just look at it from a layman's perspective. If they just said that 3.84%, they thought that we're getting 3.84%, not 3%. And the fact that they separated that sentence saying you are guaranteed at 50 does not help. Okay. So, but at least they cleared up. And at least I know now that every time that I draw, it's actually 3%, and I'm guaranteed at 50. That's how it should have been phrased to begin, not added the rate based on the guarantee. That's where I'm going to leave it at. All right, so let's go on. Let me show you as to where I use Joker. And it's a perfect time because right now we're in a Devastator here for the combat cycle. And this is one of the areas that I use him in because of his damage over time. He's applying the venom, and that's exactly what I want him to do. That is the type of hero that I'm looking for in this type of battles, right? So if they can add something to the boss that does damage over time, and then he can build the stacks on it, and there's something that can explode, that's exactly what I'm using here. So for this, I'm using my Superman family, and I'm also using my Constantine because he is one of the more developed heroes that I have. So he deals spiritual damage. So does Joker here on the back. But I'm just going to let this run to kind of give you an idea of how it goes. I don't know if I'm going to be able to top the score that I already placed here, but I just want to kind of give you a general sense of the damage that I'm getting from him. And for this example too, I do have his legacy piece on him. I did get it at the House of Secrets because I wanted that extra burst, that extra damage, especially when it came to the comeback cycle here. Because you want to clear phase 1, right? You want to get into phase 2, especially at the end game. And he's just in the back doing his thing. He's just applying all the venom, making it all explode. Okay, and we're almost there, folks. We're almost there. But at least you can kind of see this. All right, so let's see if they can stay alive a little bit longer. There was one perfect heal right there. And there we go. So we did a little bit more damage. Okay, so it didn't top the previous score that I had, but at least it came close. And so, see, you can kind of get a general sense of how much damage Joker does in this type of scenario. So this is where I like to use him. This type of extended battles, right? The ones that are taking a little bit longer. Now, early on, early game, I was using him in PvP, especially because he was just one of the few heroes that I had an account. And of course, at that time, because of the limited roster, you could bring him in. He would then do his explosion, hit the bomb on whatever venom stacks he was able to put on, and you saw everybody clear out. So definitely it had his uses in the early game, but right now it's all about the end game, right? How can you use him? This is the combat cycle. There are a couple of bosses where I use him there. Now, there was also a buff to the Arkham Most Wanted heroes. So I saw the difference, especially when I did Delirium's Grasp. There was a video that I published last week on it. There was a significant change in Joker's damage with the boost that Two-Face can give him, and especially the faction getting the boost as well. So definitely, I think that they did a good job in trying to make him come back into the fold. So for my purposes, I'm hoping that eventually I can get him into a position where he could also have some playability in a squad that I can put into Guardian Challenge or Gotham Battle. It's essentially what's coming down to it. So let me show you here my Joker. So as you can see here, I have him still on blue, and I have been lucky enough to at least get some pieces, faction tag pieces, to boost his damage. And of course, as I told you, I did get his legacy piece, but I have not invested any additional magic eyes on him, so I'm just using it as it is. But it is one legacy piece that I decided to get into the account, given that I was using him for that particular situation. So yeah, I like the hero, so why not? Let's go summon for him. Let's go see if we can get some more copies of him. All right, so we're switching over. We left Martian Manhunter behind. Now we're gonna have about 300 here to go forward, see how many copies of Joker we can get. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's have some fun summoning here in this game and see if we can get some copies of him. Now with 300, you're hoping 3 at least, right? So we'll see. All right, the red has not shown up yet, and we're getting close. All right, let's go ahead. This should do it. This should be one red. Is it going to be Joker? No, it's going to be a legacy piece. We do get some fragments for him. Oh, we got 2. So 2 legacy pieces. We're getting one step closer to the first one. We've got one step closer to the first Joker, which is fine. It's all going to work out. All right, let's see if we can get it early. Let's avoid paying the tax piece. Just cough it up. Come on. Don't make me go too deep. All right, there we go. Might be one of those nights that we just consistently go to pity. Yep. And there was another one. Okay, here we go. Unless I miscounted. And this one is... Okay, we got the... Okay, there's one copy. So we're adding some stars to him. And then we get the 40 pop there. All right, so we still have a good batch here. Hopefully we can get a couple more of him. Okay. All right, so it's Bane. But at least, ooh, we got a twofer. So we got another legacy piece and in the doll, which is I think it's one that we can choose now in the new legacy pass. So I have to go look to see which one I'm gonna choose. But this two-hitter here just gets us closer to the next copy of Joker. All right, here we go. Let's keep going. So now that this is actually 3%, that double hit is even more impressive. So let's keep going. All right, here we go. Oh, it's Crypto. Yes. Can't complain. Excellent, excellent, excellent hero that was added to the game. So we'll definitely take it. All right, so we know we're going to get another copy of Joker here. Hopefully we get him soon. Now, the only thing with the standard mythics is that every pull is only 10. So essentially it's like you have to build towards it. Right? Where this limited heroes, you get 40 pops, but they're harder to get. Okay, here we go. There we go. Now, what I do wonder is the game gonna give me another one with him? No, it's a solo hit. All right, let's keep going. Let us keep going. See if we can... Okay, and Two-Face. You know what? Given what I saw between the synergy between him and Joker, I don't consider this a bad pull anymore. So this is kind of, you know, you have to evaluate your roster. How is your roster combined? So one of the things you're gonna see, you're not gonna see me do is do tier list. I don't do tier list. I like to see where every hero fits in the game. Now, I will say some may be junk, but there are certain situations where a hero will fit in where you can use him for one specific task. Some heroes are meant to do that. Okay, here we go. Oh, Harley Quinn. Hello, baby. Heroes hoping for a bird of prey buff. I'm just saying. All right. I think that's number 2, right? So we're getting closer to that extra copy. All right, red. Like to see red. I like to see red. Oh, another crypto. Ooh. You know what? Maybe I should look to see who's boosted. Because if crypto's boosted, this is awesome. Oh, is Harley Quinn being too fair? Okay, so we got 2 crypto. That's good. I'll take that. I will take that. I have no problem with that. All right, come on. Let's see if we can get... Oh, there's red. There's red. There's red, baby. We got him. We got another copy. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. I wanted to just get more copies of him. Let's get him boosted because I do want to get more damage out of him eventually. So this is definitely going to come into play here. I just noticed that we're at 9, so I'm gonna have to go look for another anvil to make sure that we can just make it 50 or make it even, so we can do a 10 pop here. All right, let's see here. Now the game is gonna get greedy. It feels like it gave me enough as it is. Let's see if we can get another one here. Nope, not in this one. Maybe in this one. Okay, it is red, and we get Lex. They're not complaining. Lex is a very good hero. He's actually one that I should start looking into actually leveling it up and using. So, all right. Let me go see if I can find an extra anvil here, just so I can make this 10. Okay, we did find it. So it was in the legacy pass after all. So we can do one more 10 here. And it's a legendary. And let's see if we can get lucky with these 3 here. There you go. All right, let's see. 1. So now we go into the power of the single pool. Come on. We feeling it. Oh no, it's purple. All right, one more, and that'll do it. Come on. Close it with a bang. No, it's a yellow. All right, there you go, folks. We did it. We did add a good number of copies of Joker, so I am going to go ahead and apply them to him. But first, we're gonna do some play with him and then see how much it boosts him as I start adding the stars to him. So thank you all very much for tuning in and watching. I do hope you enjoyed the summoning session, and I will see you all in the next DC Dark Legion video.